Okay, this is the problem down the right side of the homework that says simplify order from least to greatest. Okay, so I forgot to order them from least to greatest on the homework, but that's no problem. We can do that now. Now, the very first one, it should look like this. It doesn't look exactly like that on your homework because the people who made the homework didn't have the right software to make it look right. But what this means is square the 3 and square the 4. Okay, so 3 squared gives us 9. So for this, we're going to get 9 over 4 squared, which is 16. So we get 9 over 16. Okay, and that cannot be simplified to 3. No, so that's good there. Now the next one is it should also look like this. It's a square root. The line should come across. Again, they didn't have the right software when they made it, so that's what we're stuck with. At any rate, the square root of 400 is 20 times 20, so the square root is 20. The negative sign out here makes the answer negative, so we get negative 20. Okay, now, negative 16 squared. Now, yes, it's going to be 16 times 16, which is 256. But the student has to decide whether or not this is going to be positive or negative. Contrary to what you might think, it's not going to be negative 16 times negative 16. If it doesn't have parentheses, it has to have two things to turn out positive. Parentheses that would go around the 16 and the negative, kind of like this one. And the exponent would be even, like 2, 4, 6, 8, or even 0. But the problem here is there's no parentheses, so this turns out to be negative. If you don't believe me, use a calculator that does square roots and put in negative 16 squared. Not negative 16 times negative 16, but negative 16 squared. I didn't believe this one for a long time, but it's true. Okay, any number raised to the power of 0 is going to be 1. Or negative 1, depending. But that's it. It's not going to be 0. Again, another weird one. I'm not quite sure why, but it's the truth. Now, since the negative sign is outside of the parentheses, not inside. If the negative was inside, I think it turns out to be 1. But outside, it turns out to be negative 1. Negative 4 squared, this is the one we were saying. It has parentheses and an even exponent. So this does, in fact, come out to be positive 16. Now the last one is a different type of problem. The bars here are called absolute value bars. All they do is make what's inside even. So negative 9 and negative 3, the signs are the same, so we add. 9 plus 3 is 12. Keep the sign, so it's negative 12. So this here simplifies to, sorry, that's a little sloppy, simplifies to negative 12. Inside absolute value bars, which then in turn equals 12. Now, the part that I forgot to do on the homework was to order them from least to greatest. Now, of course, you look at them here. So the one that's the least is negative 256 because, of course, that is way, way, way below 0. So that is going to be number 1 right there. We have two other negatives. Negative 20 would be the next one, and negative 1 after that. Okay, all these are negative. Obviously, the least it looks like a really big number, but that means it's really small, and this one and this one. Okay, now we have positive numbers, 12, 16, 9, 16. All proper fractions, like 9 over 16. So a proper fraction means the numerator is smaller than the denominator. They are all between 0 and 1. So this, of course, is next because this is 12 and 16. So 1, 2, 3, this is 4. And then obviously 5 and 6. So these are difficult facts. There's a lot of facts in here that the students need to know. If you listen to this video a couple times while you do it, it should help you to be able to do the other ones.